Good evening, everyone, and welcome aboard to another new season of the Sony Cup Series, the 2019 season about to get underway. But first, we're going to run down the starting lineup and talk about today's race. This is the 7th year of the Sony Cup Series being on Fuel Bandicoot. We have been racing for the longest time for the Sony Cup Series. These drivers have been working each and every season. Some drivers just finally getting their big break and finally getting a Sony Cup Series ride and have been working their way up through the rankings. But this is a race all 42 drivers on the grid are looking to win. With the new package that the Super Speedway cars have, the wake, the draft, has been a huge factor for the speed weeks. If you get behind a race car, you have a huge rush of a draft. You can get a big run on a guy and just have nowhere to go or have to make your move, or else the car behind you will make a move on you for position. It is very key to time your moves out right. John Weeks won the Sony shootout. He won the pole, but he struggled massively in his dual qualifier. Jake Bassinger won dual 1, and Ryan Griffin, who's been really fast through speed weeks, won his qualifier. It's been a very fun speed weeks indeed, and we are just about to finish it all off. This is the 23rd running of the Daytona 500, 500 miles, 200 laps. What a big race we're about to see. Let's get you to our starting lineup. Starting on the front row, it is John Weeks and Richard Johnson. Behind them, the dual winners, Bassinger and Griffin. The guys that finished second to them, looking to finish one spot better, Art and Lewis. Behind them, it is Davis and Eugene DeMax. DeMax back for one race only. Pierre-Cleese and Harpo are behind them. Then it is Jeffrey Finguy and Louvier. Louvier had a great run in the duels, and James Sorfox and Allen are right behind them. Then it is Jesse Tunner, second in the championship last year. Eric DeMax alongside of him. James Richardson and Josh Crash. Crash had a great run in his duel. Same with Hayden Klein and Lockroad. They will race here. Rodriguez and Bunnell a big upset to make this field. Davidson alongside of Schwallenberg. Then it is Bobby Jones, last lap pass to make the race. Nick Mace, defending champion, alongside of him. Collins and Martin, another Martin in the next row. That is Caps. Then it is Dylan Young and Chris Dodd. Cody Lama starting behind them with PJ Williams. Everyone you see further on back all had problems in their duels. They're going to be looking to rebound in this Daytona 500. They have a long ways to go, but with this package, anything can happen and you can make your way to the front. Let's get ready to start this race. Well, this is it. This is the race that everyone wants to win, and what everybody just wanted to make was the big race. We had 52 cars attempt this big race, and only 42 will get to race in it, but only one will win it. Who is going to win this Daytona 500? That is to be seen. But what we've seen in the duels, in practice, the shootout, the way this package is, it's really up for grabs. Anybody could theoretically win this Daytona 500. Also, I just want to give a big old shout out. This is the 7th anniversary of the Sony Cup Series. This day, 7 years ago, Jackson Braun won the Daytona 500 in his number 9 Dodge. He was the first ever winner in the Sony Cup Series. He ended up going to Rockingham the next week and winning that race too. However, 7 years later, today, 2019, March 9th, this is the anniversary. Everyone wants to win the Daytona 500. That is on everyone's mind today. Just winning the Daytona 500, getting yourself in position. That is the big thing. How do you get yourself into position to win this Daytona 500, given the package we've seen? I don't know. We're about to find out, because when you get out front, you hit this big wall of air that will slow your car down tremendously compared to when you're in the draft behind a car, which allows the car behind to get like a 5-mile-an-hour boost compared to the car in front, which has allowed a lot of slingshots and passes. Nobody is really sure what's going to happen. A lot of drivers and teams were not very happy with the package, saying that it's too random and you cannot defend your position. So who is going to win this 500? It could be any one of these 42 drivers. This race kickstarts the season. Nobody's thinking about the championship. This is the first race of the championship. The 2019 season quest for the championship starts here. And the green, the first lap for the 2019 season, it is starting now. The Daytona 500 is green. Jake Bassinger, dual 1 winner, already slopping back. Griffin drops down in below. Man, Bassinger had a very bad start. Griffin had a really good jump. And there he is. The draft is going to play a big role here. Look at Bassinger already getting a big run, but Arndt had a good run on him as well. And they're going 3 wide for 3rd place. And Ryan Griffin, who started 4th, up to the lead. Griffin looking to lead the first lap of the 2019 season. Jake Bassinger trying to get his momentum back to the inside. Looking at the inside of the 43 Dodge. The Dodges have looked so quick for speed weeks. However, they did not win a race until Griffin won his duel. Is Griffin the favorite? Who knows who the favorite is? Bassinger, right there with the cars that were with him in duel 1 that finished 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes Arndt to the inside. This is just showing you once Arndt hit that wall of air, look at that. Davis to the inside of him. Look at Johnson making a big move on Weeks there. Richard Johnson, this just goes to show you, I'm telling you, look at all these examples of what I'm trying to tell you. Whenever you get out front and you hit that wall of air, it causes a big drag on your car. And it allows the car behind to get such a big run. Nick Pierre-Cleese, winless since 2015. There he is, riding in 2nd. But he's right behind Davis and is losing a bit of his momentum there. And here comes the Dodges of Silver Fox and Finn Guy. This package is just going to show you. I think Finn Guy would have loved to have worked with Silver Fox just then. But if he would have had to lift for Silver Fox, James Richardson, who's a rookie, would have probably went around him as well. And here comes the 92 of Jeffrey Finguy to lead this lap. Finguy has continued to lead the very first 5 laps. He has stayed out front for quite a while. I've not seen a driver actually be able to hold the lead for as long as Finguy has, but he did a very good job, which is very concerning for many drivers to see that 92 was able to hold on to the lead for as long as he was able to. However, Bobby Jones has taken the lead. Here comes TJ Martin. Here comes Cody Lamas pushing Dylan Young. And Young's teammate, Jeffrey White, there as well. Dylan Young won this Daytona 500 back in Season 10. Dylan Young knows how to get around on the super speedways. It's been 13 seasons now since his last win in the Great American Race. Cody Lamas has never won this race. Jeffrey White's car that he's driving there has won it before, the 28 car. James Silverfox, who's in this race, drove it to victory in 2017, 2 years ago. He's getting a shove from Doug Lockrow, who is also a rookie, and he's also really quick in a Dodge. That Horizon Group's 85. Making a move there, 3 wide. Caleb Hoffman, Chris Dodd, the Dodges. Look at Allen Family Racing Team on the bottom. Chris Dodd with Ryan Acosta, Ryan Griffin. Now, Acosta started out back and Dodd pretty far back as well. Acosta struggled in the duel after he had mechanical issues that really hindered him. And he's up at the front. I believe he started like 38th position. And here he is in the top 5. Caleb Hoffman leading for Turner Performance, but possibly not for long. Dodd is all over him. Had to lift a lot through the corners to not run in the back of him. And he's in the lead. And his teammate Ryan Acosta is going to have to go for the lead because, well, if he don't make the move, the 43 or the 13 is going to make the move on them. So this is the package right here. Once you get out front like Ryan Acosta is right now, it is so hard to keep the lead because once you just get out front, you're hitting that wall of air. You're no longer drafting off anybody. And it slows you down. And your speed decreases a lot. and the guys behind you are able to keep that speed up and make the pass. Ryan Griffin back out front again, riding on board with Jeffrey White mid-pack. Some tight racing up at the front of the field. They're going 4 wide here with Jeffrey White. TJ Martin there, Jacob Hart way up high. Very intense racing in the early goings. Coming to lap 15, Ryan Griffin continuing to lead though. Ryan Griffin's another car for the last many laps now has continued to lead the way. We have not had to talk about much in the last few laps because Griffin has continued to hold off all the charges. So again, you're looking at all the drivers that are very tough to pass. It is Finguy and Griffin that we've seen up at the front that was very tough to make a pass on. Now we're looking at 3 wide for the lead again. Martin took the lead from Griffin, but Rodriguez and Lamas went after him, and immediately when they went after him, got shuffled. And here comes Lamas. He's now at the front again, but Dajon Weeks, the pole sitter, getting some shoving from Dylan Schwellenberg. Lamas leads there. But the pole sitter, Dajon Weeks, wants a Daytona 500 win. He's had a fast car. He's back out front. Here's a perfect example of why you have to make your move when you have the opportunity. Schwellenberg had the move. He could have made a move on Dajon Weeks there, but instead he rode behind Weeks, and that allowed Zayden Davidson to make a move to the inside of him, and Davidson is now up to second, pulling Eric DeMax along with him. Great run for Eric DeMax right there in third. At the front of the field, front 5 are single file. They're trying to break away from the last pack behind them. They've been like that for a lap or so, but the Dodges have other minds now, trying to shuffle out Eric DeMax. But Dajon Weeks and Zayden Davidson have continued to lead the pack for a while here with Eric DeMax. And now Silver Fox and Johnson, they're creeping their way to the front, including 1-2 in the championship last year, Nick Mason, Jesse Turner. Silver Fox continuing to try and pick his way through cars. The pack looks relatively calm for the most part. They don't look as antsy to make 3 wide moves right now, but early on they sure look like it. They're trying to spread out just a little bit, it seems. They had been single file at the front a little bit, but once you get onto the back straightaway, all the moves happen. You have that big, long back straightaway, and you get a big draft on somebody. All you have to do is line up behind them for a little bit, and you can just make a move. There they come, off of turn 4. Any one of them can win this race right now. However, lap car Josh Crash, John Buttle, they've lost the pack. Anyone from the leader back to Nick Pericles, who's 40th, could win this race. However, Nick Mace, who won this race back in Season 13, getting the lead from Dajon Weeks with Jeffrey Finguy right behind him, but Finguy wants the lead for himself. However, Matthew Rodriguez has more friends than Jeffrey Finguy. Here comes Turner to the middle line. So as quickly as Nick Mace took the lead, he's going to lose it there. Matthew Rodriguez in the Toyota Camry peeks out front, but here comes Hoffman with affiliate teammate there of Luke Martin, trying to get a nose underneath of him. But the Season 14 winner of this race, a lot of the past winners in this race actually having some fantastic runs. Man, Ryan Griffin getting shuffled. Ryan Griffin looked like he got knocked a little bit by Eugene DeMax there. Rodriguez continuing to try and fight for the lead as they run up on lap car Josh Crash, which will play hands and who gets the lead. And who's going to get it? Looks like Matthew Rodriguez is going to keep the lead around the outside as Crash hugs the bottom. And Rodriguez in the Napa Toyota keeps the lead. However, they're 4 wide back there. Jacob Hart in the middle. Oh, that almost was bad. Here's a replay further back. Jacob Hart, Jeffrey White, TJ Martin. 4 wide into turn 3. We've seen trouble like that before. Jeffrey White, TJ Martin, and all of them just beating and banging. Oh boy, Dylan Schwellenberg probably peed his pants. On board Dylan Schwellenberg. You can hear him lift a little. He knew something was wrong. Oh boy, he lifted again. He knew that something was about to happen. Great heads-up driving from the 2017 Hardee's champion. Here's what I was talking about with Ryan Griffin. He looked like he was going to cut across the nose of UT Demax, but Demax was there. He had to lift a little bit, but man, I don't think Griffin knew that Demax was below him. Matthew Rodriguez continuing to lead here at Daytona for Martin Motorsports. They've ran up on John Bunnell, who's also a lap car. So now they put everyone a lap down that has lost the pack. Bunnell and Josh Crash, who made a big upset in the duels to make this race. They have just went a lap down, 25 laps into this 200-lap race. A lot of racing to go, and we've seen our moments of hairy moments here in the Daytona 500. It is anyone's game, really, but they are shuffling around. Nick Mace trying to crowd Dejon Weeks further back. It's moments like these that you don't really notice, but further back, Nick Mace trying to cut over in front of Dejon Weeks, and just a lot of give and take right now. A lot of drivers are given, but some drivers, as you get later into a run, there's going to be a lot more taken than there is given. Roush Family Racing has Andreas Allen out front in this Daytona 500. What a big stepping stone from last year. And in the past few years, this 90 team usually falls a lap down, too slow to keep up with the pack, but with some Yamp motors, they're doing pretty good. And Andreas Allen believes that he has a car capable of winning this Daytona 500. That is exciting for him, and possibly one of his last ever Sony Cup Series races. Andreas Allen gets up front and leads a lap. Dylan Schwellenberg out front passing Chris Dodd, who also has a good Dodge. A bunch of Dodges around this 8 car, many of them. You see the 45, 86, 76, 44, 90's not a Dodge, but the 43 and the 93 and the 92. Literally just a bunch of Dodges as they're 3 wide for the lead. Kyle Collins, who's had a very quiet speed weeks to say the most part. Kyle Collins with teammate Will Lewis. Lewis looking to the inside now, trying to take the race lead. And it looks as though he will, with Ryan Griffin behind him. Now Ryan Griffin wants the lead for himself. Richard Johnson looking even lower than Griffin. They're 3 wide again. And Collins goes down under with the 43. Some fantastic racing. I think that 5 car is the best Mace car that we have out there. Cody Lamas able to show that he's a threat, but up front here, the 40, in the back area, Nick Mace really struggling. I think he's one of the worst Mace cars out there, or either he's hanging back one. I seen that Eric Demax had lost the draft, and this is why. Eric Demax got too high up and into the wall. A little damage there with James Richardson there too, but Eric Demax just lost the front end and pushed up into the wall. And Eric Demax's Toyota Camry rode the outside wall and lost the lead draft. The Dodges continuing to dominate this Daytona 500. Now they're coming up on Eric Demax. And Eric Demax trying to find a way to get out of their way. But Ryan Acosta trying to ride that wall. Kind of get held up a little bit. Here comes Luke Martin. And Ryan Acosta is going to keep the race lead. The pack is starting to spread out just a little bit. You're seeing cars really getting single file for the most part. So that is interesting to see. And is that a car blowing up? Jake Bassinger's blowing up in front of the field. There's wrecking behind of him. John Art's in it. Dom Capps is there. TJ Martin, Jake West are also involved. And that all happened because Jake Bassinger was losing an engine. Here it is, Jake Bassinger, lap 42. Pit stops were closing in, and he loses an engine. Our Duel 1 winner, and the cars were trying to check up behind them, and just wrecked trying to check up for Jake Bassinger, and it ended up causing a wreck. I believe the first contact for this wreck happened with Jake West. They were starting to check up way faster than they could have, and Jake West got into Dom Capps, which shoved him into Dejon Weeks. TJ Martin, John Art was there as well. On board Jake West. You can see that he checked up for the engine failure up in front of him, but the speed difference was so big, and he couldn't help but run to the back of him. on board Andreas Allen, who came away with this wreck with minimal damage. Man, just slight contact to Dom Caps spun him into John Arndt, which spun Arndt into the rest of the field. Well, as we come back to the restart, Richard Johnson is your leader on lap 46 of 200. Everyone made a pit stop, and Jesse Toner came back in for another pit stop. He thought he ran over debris, so he'll start out back. Johnson, Griffin, Lewis, Finguy, Martin, the top 5. The only drivers that are out of the race now, it is TJ Martin, Jake West, and Jake Bassinger. We're back racing. Lap 58 of 60. This is the part of the race right here where you just start positioning yourself in the right spot where you need to be to get in position to win the Daytona 500. We're not even halfway. Here comes Griffin. Wow, that run came from nowhere. They've been riding behind Richard Johnson for many laps now, and here comes a huge run from Griffin. And Finguy goes with his teammate of Richard Johnson. Wonder where the 91's going to go, where the run goes best for him. Lewis up there as well. But this package is just so fun to watch because they'll be actually just riding single file sometimes, and then they'll just absolutely go for it. Look at Doug Lockrow moving his way up to the third. One-off attempt. This is a great one-off attempt here for Doug Lockrow, showing Horizon Group just how good he is. And he's up here with his teammate, Will Lewis. Doug Lockrow getting a push from Nick Mace. He's going to get shoved out here. Doug Lockrow getting a shove from Nick Mace, but Mace is going to look to the inside. Nick Mace going to go for it himself with help from teammate Charles Sanford. 3 wide at the front of the pack. And the Chevys of Nick Mace, who I thought was probably the worst Mace car out there. He takes the lead, but he opens the bottom up to Charles Sanford. And Sanford going to go right around him. But as soon as the Mace cars got out front, they got overtaken. The Fords are moving their way to the front. But as soon as that happens, here comes Ryan Acosta. He's going to take the lead. Acosta's been really quick as well. A lot of people have been looking at that 43 car as the favorite, but Ryan Acosta's been leading a good bit of laps as well, and he's back out front. Ryan Acosta has been out front for the last 5 laps, which is very impressive. But now, James Sorfox, it took another Dodge to be able to move another the Dodge out of the way. And Sorfox is out front with Will Lewis, Nick Mace, Matthew Rodriguez, Chris Dodd. Lap cars of Andreas Allen, Dejon Weeks, and John are in the way. Here comes Nick Mace to the inside. Chris Dodd looking up the middle of him, but Dejon Weeks is there. And Sorfox is going to be able to get around him. Those lap cars are really spreading out the field. Sorfox is still your race leader, but man, they are spreading out now. Ryan Acosta, Jeffrey Finguy, Will Lewis, who were up front earlier, along with Chris Dodd, Cody Lamas, they're falling out of the lead draft ever so slowly. Dejon Weeks, who had a really fast car, got caught up in that first caution. He is really off the pace now. Up front, Caleb Hoffman gonna try and mix it up with the Dodges, who have been really quick. Richard Johnson's lost his partners. Ryan Griffin's up here, but he's in the wrong lane. He's going to go for the lead himself. Caleb Hoffman, probably been the best Toner Performance car, if I say so. Look at Ryan. Richard Johnson got really racy there for a second. Couldn't find no run there. 3 wide for the lead. Luke Martin going for it. Now Nick Mace going for the lead again on Luke Martin. Getting some help from Jeffrey Finguy. PJ Williams and James Sorfox are there. Looks as though we're going to get a battle for the lead. PJ Williams in the CM Racing Chevy down the inside of Nick Mace. This is outstanding for PJ Williams. Great run for Williams. He looks like he's going to be able to lead a lap. Sorfox back underneath of Williams. Going to try and put Dodge out front again. But as soon as James Sorfox gets the lead, here comes Jeffrey Finguy to race door-to-door with him. Teammates at the front of the field. Finguy, Saitomi Motorsports, Allen Family Racing Team, and even Horizon Group has came here with some really fast cars. Here comes Charles Sanford with Matthew Rodriguez. While the 2 Dodgers were racing side by side, they start out their momentum, and here comes Sanford. the 1 hour mark so far in the race. And Matthew Rodriguez goes up and takes the race lead. He didn't lead that lap, actually. I thought he might have, but Sanford did. And Matthew Rodriguez out front with the rookie, Jeffrey White in tow. Jeffrey White having a great Daytona 500 to be this late in the race. Well, it's not even past halfway, but so White continuing to hold strong while others fall by the wayside. Another lead change. Bobby Jones down underneath of the 28 car, and he'll take the lead. Chris Dodd with his friends right behind him. He's got at least 5 Dodges right directly behind him. And Chris Dodd hoping for a breakout year in the Sony Cup Series. Side by side for the lead, but here comes Richard Johnson with some help from Ryan Acosta. Goes right by both of them, and Johnson back to the front. Due to lap traffic, Jordan Davis has lost the lead pack. Jesse Turner has a pretty decent car as well. He got held up by cars on the restart. He's with this pack back here that has pretty minimal damage that's been in that first accident. So he has a good chance of being lapped. They're over half a track behind him, and they continue to race. 3 wide at the front of the pack. Will Lewis on his teammate Doug Lockrow. Ryan Acosta way up there as well. How about Zayden Davison at 13, giving it a heck of a run. He's in a second. Hero Motorsports has been really impressive. All 3 of their cars for this race have ran up here for the lead. Luke Martin, Bobby Jones, and now Zayden Davidson looking like they could win today's Daytona 500. And James Richardson for United Emirates Racing. He's probably I think he's the most winning Hardee's National Series driver. And that 34 driver, he's got a lot of talent. He's going for the lead with help from Cody Lamas. Leaders have ran up on John Art's slow lap car and is holding up a good bit of race cars. Lap cars will be a factor in this race. Front 3 have broke away. Doug Lockrow, the one-off driver, the rookie, trying to get it done. Doug Lockrow, who ran limited attempts in this Cup Series last year for his own team. His 85 Dodge is out front. I want to show you this. Watch this 5 and 88 car, how big of a run they get on that 34. The 38 kind of held up a little bit, but watch Cody Lamas. He's going to try and make a move on James Richardson here, but the 88 of Dylan Young goes up high with the 34 of Richardson. And with that little move by Dylan Young, gives Richardson enough of a run via the draft to stay in front of Cody Lamas. And that's just how important drafting is here at Daytona for this package. And here comes Will Lewis on his teammate Doug Lockrow to take the lead. James Richardson again going for the race lead. I didn't think United Emirates Racing would be this competitive, but it looks as though they are. Caleb Hoffman continuing to be one of the best Turner Performance cars here. With help from Luke Martin, who's an affiliate teammate. Eugene Max, Kyle Collins is there. DJ Curtis, Bobby Jones. Just look how quickly Will Lewis and Doug Lockrow fell back. They were just leading this race, and Will Lewis was leading on the back straightaway, and he has dropped to 9th and is falling out of the top 10 now. Matthew Rodriguez, Ryan Acosta, drivers that have shown potential to run up front earlier in the race, continuing to come back and challenge. These drivers, Rodriguez and Acosta, are showing that they can fall to the back and they can come back. Same with PJ Williams, a really fast CM Racing Chevy. They're getting engines and some help from Curtis Racing. And CM Racing has a good chance to try and upset here in the Daytona 500 with PJ Williams. But if he's going to have anything to say about winning this race, he's going to have to defy all odds and beat the Dodges, who have looked insanely quick. Silver Fox to lead again on Ryan Griffin, but Griffin possibly going to try and take it back on the back straightaway again. And he's getting a run, but what is he going to do with it? He kind of runs behind Silver Fox. He stays behind him. And Harple and DeMax are not able to mount a charge. So this is just one of them times where Silver Fox was able to block off all the momentum and keep them behind him. Due to lap cars earlier, Richard Johnson, Jeffrey White, Jeffrey Finguy, and Chris Dodd, they have fallen out of the lead pack and they got to work their way back to the front. There's no question about it. They can do it, but a caution will probably need to happen, or after pit stops, they're going to need to get with some more people and draft up to that leader. With the leaders racing side by side, Richard Johnson, Jeffrey Finguy, Jeffrey White, and Chris Dodd did not need a caution. I figured they would when I looked back there and they were half a straightaway behind, but they ran them down. And as soon as they ran them down, they have been cutting their way to the lead. And here comes Johnson underneath of Ryan Acosta. What a move there. Man, Richard Johnson, Jeffrey Finguy, and Chris Dodd, Jeffrey White, they have some really fast cars. They're looking 4 wide here with Sean Harple. Harple to the inside of Chris Dodd. 4 wide, heading up into turn 3. This cannot be good at all. Dodd racing. Oh, lap car John Art's there again. They give way. Ryan Acosta, Nick Mace cut away with the lead. And as soon as the leaders got the lead, they made the dive to pit road. Second round of pit stops going underway. You see Ryan Acosta there, Nick Mace, Richard Johnson, Chris Dodd, Jeffrey White. This is critical portions in the race. You cannot have a miscue. And Dodd looked like he got into the back of Nick Mace there a little bit. Some more people are coming down pit road. Jeffrey Finguy, Kyle Collins, Dylan Young, Caleb Hoffman, Bobby Jones, and others. Oh no, Will Lewis, who has ran so good this afternoon, so good during speed weeks, he has crashed on pit road. Here it is here. Will Lewis coming to his pit stall, runs in the back of Chris Louvier, who was leaving his stall, and Lewis's chances of a 500 are over. Due to pit stop, Sean Harple is your leader over Davidson. Lockrow, I think Acosta's still a lap down from pit stops. He is. And others, man, Acosta had such a good stop. Nick Mace, Chris Dodd, and Richard Johnson are going to be right behind him. After pit stop, Sean Harple, Zayden Davidson. With them drivers pitting later, it actually worked to their advantage. Harple, Davidson, Curtis, and Acosta. That is the front 4. Nick Mace leading Dylan Young, Chris Dodd, Jeffrey Finguy, Caleb Hoffman, Kyle Collins, Richard Johnson. Those are the guys in the top 12. Eugene Max there with Charles Sanford, Cody Lamas, PJ Williams, Doug Lockrow, Bobby Jones. Ryan Griffin had a poor pit stop. Him with Matthew Rodriguez both. Luke Martin's back here. Man, Jesse Turner didn't have a good stop either. He's been back there mired in traffic. But up towards the front, they're getting shuffled, and Acosta back out front again. Ryan Acosta has possibly been the best car here in the Daytona 500. I think he's led the most laps. He's up there with his teammate Chris Dodd. He's looking for some help, but Dodd is not there. And Mace doesn't really have much help either, but he's going to make the pass anyway. They're coming up on lap traffic. Louvier, who got ran into the back of by Will Lewis, him and Sorfox, like he has damage there. I must have missed that. Here's what happened with James Sorfox. Further back, Acosta, Curtis, they were beating a banging. Richardson slid right into the up to the top side, and Richardson and Sorfox got together and contact, and that is gonna end Sorfox's hopes of a Daytona 500 win, and Richardson's probably as well. Matthew Rodriguez made contact with Charles Sanford shortly after that in the tri-oval. And Rodriguez had to go on the apron. And Matthew Rodriguez is going to lose the lead pack because of this. Lap 100 in the race. Chris Dodd looking to the inside on his teammate. Trying to lead at the halfway point. As the field continues to dwindle little by little because of the lap cars. Eugene Max has lost the draft a little bit. Doug Lockrow, Charles Sanford, PJ Williams, Cody Lamas, Bobby Jones. They could still reel them in. But up front, Nick Mace has gotten around for the race lead. Nick Mace, the defending champion, is looking to win a second Daytona 500 victory. He's going to lead at the halfway point. Early on, Jesse Turner had to make another pit stop that we covered earlier in the race. He pitted and he restarted behind a bunch of damaged race cars from the first caution. He thought he ran over something. He started back there and he lost the draft. Jordan Davis lost the draft due to a lap car. They're mired back here in 21st and 22nd. They're still on the lead lap, but here are the leaders right here. Nick Mace leading the leaders, who are now single file for the most part. About 16 cars are in the lead pack, while Jesse Turner, Jordan Davis, along with some other drivers, Matthew Rodriguez, Ryan Griffin, Luke Martin, who had poor pit stops, they're trying to work their way back into the picture by drafting up there or hoping for a caution one, but they're not out of it yet. They're still in the lead lap, and they got to keep digging. Nick Mace, since taking the lead halfway in the point, he's looked really quick, continuing to lead this race in the Daytona 500. I'm surprised we're not seeing as many lead changes as I was thinking, because once the leader gets out front, if it's a good enough car, he's able to hold the lead for a little bit. Maybe people were sandbagging a little bit in the duels. I don't know, but Nick Mace has held the lead for a good bit here. He leads over Hoffman and Chris Dodd. They pulled the gap here, which they've actually ran up on a few lap cars, which has benefited Nick Mace. And Andres Allen, Matthew Rodriguez, or Andres Allen, Ryan Griffin, Matthew Rodriguez, Luke Martin, and them trying to run the leaders down. You can see the difference there. But you can see Mace continues to take challenges like he's doing here with Chris Dodd. Dodd trying to get around him, but can't do anything right now. Lap cars continuing to play a big factor. John Art and many others holding up the leaders. And guys like Caleb Hoffman, Doug Lockrow, and look at there, Richard Johnson getting held up even more again on Louvier. But lap cars holding up drivers like Williams and Finn Guy. They're losing the pack. The pack continues to dwindle down. We're on lap 123, and this is really the first time anyone's been able to get around Nick Mace since halfway. Nick Mace really seemingly nowhere all race, or all speed weeks, but here he is in the Daytona 500. At the halfway point, he shows up and leads a good portion of the race, but another guy who's led another good portion of this race, Ryan Acosta, has now shot back to the lead with his teammate Chris Dodd right in tow. And lap cars like James Sorfox continue to be a big factor in who stays in the lead pack, because they've been a problem to many drivers. As you can see back here, PJ Williams riding in 12th with Caleb Hoffman, Jeffrey Fengai, Richard Johnson, and others like Hernandez is lap down. But these lap cars have played a big role in who's been able to stay in the lead pack or not. Dylan Young, we talked about him earlier. Here he is still in the picture. Lap 124 out of 200. Dylan Young up here fighting for the win. Jeffrey White is fighting for his life in that 28 car. He is a lap down, but if a caution were to come out, Jeffrey White would get back on the lead lap, and that is exactly what Jeffrey White is hoping to do. And he's holding in strong right now. If he could beat these guys back to the line and get a caution as well, boom, right back on the lead lap. Zayden Davidson has taken the late race lead from Dylan Young here, with Bobby Jones in tow, with Cody Lamas, Doug Lockrow, Eugene Max, Nick Mace on the bottom, with Young, Dodd, Acosta, and Curtis still in the mix. Here comes Jones for the lead. Doug Lockrow in the 85, continuing to impress me here. Doug Lockrow has very limited experience in the Cup Series. His best finish, 20th in his own ride at Kansas last year, and everyone knows how that ended up being. So Lockrow has never really had a good car up until here. This team won the Fall Talladega race, which Fall Talladega, if you remember, Matt DeLeo driving the 78 Horizon Group car won the race. And Lockrow driving for that same team has that car out front in the same package. Can Doug Lockrow upset this Daytona 500? We're on lap 127, coming back to 128. He's still in the picture to fight for this win. However, Nick Mace has gotten his way back to the front with Ryan Acosta there, but we know Ryan Acosta is going to come down pit road. I believe this is pit stops here, but he comes all by himself. One lap later, the leader of Nick Mace brings in Chris Dodd and Dylan Young. Lap 136. Pit stops have already started to fade out. Doug Lockrow in the 85 Dodge for Horizon Group is your race leader. And they're running up on Jordan Davis and Jesse Turner that are fighting for their life. They want a caution right now to stay on the lead lap and get back in contention. But the leaders at the front of the pack, here it is. It is Lockrow, Davidson, Curtis, Dodd, Mace. Lamas is back here. He got passed by Ryan Acosta. Eugene Max is also in this fight. That makes up the top 8, who's really in touch with the leaders. And how about this pack right here? Caleb Hoffman, Dylan Young, they make up the top 10. With outside of the top 10, Jeffrey Fengai and Richard Johnson. That is the top 12 that are realistically right there in the mix of things to try and run the leaders down. Wow, PJ Williams, Kyle Collins, Charles Sanford, Matthew Rodriguez, Ryan Acosta, Luke Martin, Bobby Jones, Jordan Davis. They're trying to stay on the lead lap, and there they are. The leaders have ran up on them. And there's the race for the lead. Chris Dodd underneath of Doug Lockrow. That is for the lead. The leaders at the front continue to race super hard for the lead. Look at that. James Richardson really slow. And Nick Mace back to the front again. Lap car, Bobby Jones is going to try and fight with Nick Mace to get back on the lead lap. Because a caution can happen at any moment. You cannot give up in this series. You cannot give up in this series. Not at all. You got to fight every lap. Because who knows if there's a wreck or a caution won and you get back on the lead lap. Nick Mace knows that more than anything, really, because in the closing stages of Homestead for the championship, a caution flew that ended the race with Nick Mace as the winner, and it ended up being Mace that won the championship. Whoever would have won that race would have won the championship, but that was for the win. This is to get back on the lead lap, and you got to fight every lap. Chris Dodd, never a winner in the Sony Cup Series, has never won a race. Getting semi-help from Jordan Davis even for the split second, and Davis to the inside. He's a lap car trying to get back on the lead lap. How about Zayden Davidson? Does he think he can win for Hero Motorsports? He's got to be thinking possible thoughts of winning this race. Less than 60 to go. He's in the lead and leading the Daytona 500. John Art continuing to be a bad back marker along with Josh Crash. They are side by side at the front of this pack, and it allows Nick Mace to get the inside of them. Jeffrey White, Jordan Davis getting their laps back right there momentarily. Dylan Schwellenberg in the 8 car falling 2 laps down. Davis has a fast car, so does Jeffrey White. Nearly, look at that, White had such a big run on Davis. He was going to fall in line behind Davis, but ended up hitting him in the corner panel. Nick Mace is out front, but he's got a bunch of lap cars around him in terms of Turner, Davis, and White. Nick Mace needs to try and keep Turner and Davis out of the hunt of this, but they're going to race him hard. Crash down in turn 3. James Richardson is around. Richardson is around, and I believe that's going to bring out the caution. Dejon Weeks was really slow. And is the caution flag out? No, it is not. The yellow flag is not out. Here's what happened. Dejon Weeks cuts down in front of Richardson, and Richardson runs into him. But nothing Richardson could have done, and I'm surprised the yellow didn't come out for this. Another wreck down on the front straightaway, this one involving Williams, Martin, Collins. They're slamming into each other again. Louvier's there. Sanford's in it. He piles into Luke Martin. And a big wreck down into turn 1. So here it is. Rodriguez kind of cuts off Martin a little bit. Louvier, I don't know. Contact between Louvier and Louvier and Rodriguez, causing a collision there with PJ Williams. Dom Capps coming through, and a wreck heading off down, exiting the tri-oval. On board Luke Martin. And this was racing back to the caution flag. Many lap cars were right here, and the caution started coming out right about here. Dodd is your leader over Eugene to Max, but here comes the lap car of Jordan Davis going to the inside of the 33 of Eugene to Max. Cody Lamas is a lead lap car. Eric to Max trying to get his lap back as well. And here they come, and Davis is going to get his lap back right here. So Jordan Davis racing the leaders hard, and Jordan Davis gets back on the lead lap. How about this? We're going to come back to the line with 50 to go. And let me take you through the lead lap cars. Eugene Max is your race leader over Ryan Acosta, Chris Dodd, Cody Lamas, Richard Johnson, Jeffrey Fenguy, Doug Lockrow, Zayden Davidson, DJ Curtis, Nick Mace. That's the top 10. Ryan Griffin's back in it in 11th. Caleb Hoffman 12th. Kyle Collins 13th. Matthew Rodriguez 14th. Jordan Davis and Dylan Young, who pitted again, they're 16th. That's 16 cars on the lead lap. Theoretically 18 because Bobby Jones and Jesse Turner restarted right in front of Eugene DeMax in the 33. And DeMax is going to lose the lead very quickly to the 44 car. Chris Dodd driving what was Jeffrey Lynn's car from last year. And Chris Dodd giving it a whale of a ride, bringing his teammate of Ryan Acosta with him. They're 1-2 right now. But as soon as Ryan Acosta got to his back bumper, he went for the lead. But here comes DeMax back at it again. Here comes Johnson. Johnson, who lost the lead due to lap cars, he's back in it and back for the race lead. Richard Johnson has held the lead for the last few laps, but Ryan Acosta, who's been one of the quickest cars, affiliate teammate to Richard Johnson, and Acosta takes that 45 Dodge to the lead. Acosta usually has so much bad luck on the super speedways, but he's usually really quick, and it's nice to see Acosta really show that speed. Bobby Jones is a lap down, but he's still fighting with us all because he's seen what happened with Jordan Davis. Davis is back on the lead lap. He's trying to get back on the lead lap, but Chris Dodd gets back out front and to the race lead. Matthew Rodriguez. Could he be the spoiler? Can he bring Toyota back to victory lane, or can DJ Curtis bring him back to victory lane? Martin Motorsports 1-2 in the Daytona 500, coming to 40 laps to go. But as soon as the Toyotas got out front, Richard Johnson hooks them 3 wide. What a move for Johnson. Richard Johnson, the king of the Sony Cup Series. He used to be the king. He used to be the most winning driver with the most championships for the longest time. Now, you have 4 other drivers: Jordan Davis, DJ Curtis, Nick Mace, and Jacob Hart. All of them have 2 championships. They are tied with Richard Johnson for the most titles in the series. And Richard Johnson is no longer the most winning driver. The most winning driver is that guy going underneath of Jordan Davis, who's up to 2nd after being a lap down. Nick Mace has 35 wins in his career, and he's looking for a 36th win. Richard Johnson going to put a block on Nick Mace here. Matthew Rodriguez is watching him. Nick Mace, Richard Johnson, together they have like, I don't even know, I think they have like 59 wins. They're trying to do another win. Richard Johnson's never won the Daytona 500 before. He's won everything you could win in your career. He's done it. And Richard Johnson trying to get one more thing to his column. It's the Daytona 500. He's never done that. That's the only thing he's never done. Front 4 broke away. DJ Curtis is there trying to break away as well. And I think he will now that he's cleared Silver Fox, who is a damaged car. Lap car is going to play a role again. They ran up on Eric DeMax, Dylan Young, and James Richardson. I got to wonder what happened to Dylan Young. I thought Young was up to speed. We're going to have to figure out what happened to Dylan Young. But Richard Johnson again on the high side, getting hung back. Here's what happened to Dylan Young. He was coming to his pit while James Silverfox was leaving. Same thing Will Lewis did, and any hope that Dylan Young had of winning this race is over. The lap cars have separated the front. Doug Lockrow has lost the draft. Same with Curtis, Johnson, Davis, somebody else, Cody Lamas, Ryan Griffin, looking for some more people that have lost the draft. Zayden Davidson as well. He's lost it even worse than some of them. Kyle Collins the same way. Dylan Young really slow out there. But up towards the front, your leaders are Caleb Hoffman, Matthew Rodriguez, Nick Mace, Eugene DeMax, Ryan Acosta, Jeffrey Finguy, Chris Dodd. Nick Mace out front again. Possibly one of the best cars here. And if he's gonna, Nick Mace out front again, leading Dodd, Acosta, and Rodriguez, Finguy, Hoffman, and DeMax. Nick Mace. Your leader's blowing up. Nick Mace is blowing an engine at the front of the pack. Oh man, that is heartbreaking. Nick Mace had one of the best cars there. And near the end of the race, he's had the best Chevy, no doubt. And his hopes of winning the 500 are done. He was leading this race. He's going to fall out of the race with less than 30 to go. Nick Mace on his way to possibly another Daytona 500 win. Blows up and doesn't get to finish it off. And he holds up Ryan Acosta, Matthew Rodriguez, and they're going to lose the front four. And that holds them up and drops them back into the second pack. Nick Mace's problems actually helped keep the pack intact. It brought Richard Johnson, Ryan Acosta, Matthew Rodriguez, and others back up into the pack. Doug Lockrow is your leader, trying to go around Dylan Young. Man, the Dodges are going to be hard to beat. You can tell because look at that. Lockrow leading over Dodd, Griffin. Acosta's hanging around, but not anymore. They're getting held up. Johnson also held up. Lap cars, I've been saying it, and I'll say it again. They're going to be a big factor as we close in on 20 to go. 20 laps to go. This is it, guys. This is it. We're coming down to the nitty-gritty. It's time to get yourself in position. You have fought all day long. And this is where it comes down to. Chris Dodd, your leader, with Matthew Rodriguez, Cody Lamas, Jordan Davis, Ryan Griffin, Doug Lockrow, Ryan Acosta, Richard Johnson in the lead draft and has a chance to win this. Caleb Hoffman, Eugene DeMax, DJ Curtis, Jeffrey Finguy. You cannot give up on them, guys. That is 11 drivers realistically still in a fight to win this. Lamas takes the lead. But here comes the pair of Dodges. Look at them, all four of them there. And Doug Lockrow to the inside of Ryan Griffin. Doug Lockrow has really impressed me here. He has a chance to win the greatest race in all of Sony Cup Series. And Lockrow with a little bit of assist from Ryan Acosta. I believe Acosta is the last really, really good car that's been the best car all day, but it doesn't matter if you're the best car all day. You just have to lead the lap that matters most. Lockrow out front. Here comes Acosta. Here comes Johnson. Richard Johnson so badly wants this Daytona 500. He goes to the inside, and Caleb Hoffman has made a charge back to the front. You cannot give up, none whatsoever. Eugene DeMax, DJ Curtis, Jeffrey Finguy back in this. The leaders are about to run up on Eric DeMax. Slow lap car, Richard Johnson trying to find a way to get around him. And Eric DeMax helps out his dad of Eugene DeMax. Eugene DeMax takes the lead. 15 laps to go now. Eugene DeMax is out front over Doug Lockrow, Ryan Griffin. Matthew Rodriguez trying to fight his way back. Acosta, Hoffman, and Dodd are there as well. Richard Johnson got shuffled back. There's still many drivers. A little over 10 drivers has a chance to fight for this win. Some more lap traffic as we have a battle for the lead. Doug Lockrow underneath of Eugene DeMax. The front two have broke away due to lap traffic. Ryan Griffin is closing in. He looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the right front there. The hood kind of looks like it's got a little bit of damage. but he's still really quick and has a chance to win this race. Turner's a lap down. He's actually 2 laps down, and he's up there in the middle of everything. Hoffman, his teammate, still in this. The only Turner Performance car that has a really good chance to win this race. Turner going low of Eugene to Max, trying to get at least one of his laps back. Ryan Acosta pushing him along. Whoa, they run up on Dylan Young. Doug Lockrow on the apron. Doug Lockrow on the apron trying to get around him. The field stacks up behind him. That's allowing Richard Johnson, DJ Curtis, and others to get back in this race. Doug Lockrow on the apron in 3 and 4 to keep from wrecking his car. He keeps the race lead, but here comes Griffin underneath the lap car, Jesse Turner. He's going to try and take the lead here. Here's a replay. Oh, boy, that was close. As we come back to the line, rookie Doug Lockrow having a fantastic showing right now for Horizon Group. Horizon Group has just got to be outstanding. Like, regardless of the outcome, you got to give a lot of credit to Doug Lockrow. As we come back to the line, there'll be 10 laps to go. They're now trying to position themselves. It is Lockrow, Lamas, Johnson, Griffin, Dodd, Rodriguez. Further back, DJ Curtis. 7 cars have a chance here. Ryan Acosta, Eugene Max, Jordan Davis, Jeffrey Finguy, and Caleb Hoffman. They all have a chance, but they have to run those leaders back down and hope for a little bit of some luck. 10 laps to go here at Daytona to settle the Daytona 500. Remember how this package is. You got to start thinking. You got to start thinking about what's going to help you. Because once you get in the lead, you're going to hit that wall of air. We've talked about it all speed weeks. To win this race, you have to play the package. You have to play the package right. If you want to win this race, you better be in 2nd or 3rd with at least 2 laps to go. Maybe even on the white flag. If you're leading on the white flag lap, you better be blocking as hard as you can. Jake Bassinger, and I don't even know, I don't see any of the leader being able to hold on unless they have a good advantage on the cars behind them. We got 8 laps to go here. Richard Johnson, you got to start thinking, are you going for the lead too soon? And there it is there. Once Johnson hit that wall of air, Matthew Rodriguez got a big run. And it's not really that he gets a huge run, it's that the car in front of him slows down a good bit. And that's what happens now. Cody Lamas to the apron. Lamas to the apron. Jeffrey Finguy to the apron as well. Are these guys going to have to pit again? 8 laps to go. I thought they would be able to make it all the way on fuel, but apparently Lamas and Finguy has to pit. However, at the front, coming back around, it'll be 7 laps to go. DJ Curtis taking the lead from his teammate of Matthew Rodriguez. Lap cars are in front of him. 4 cars here. Curtis, Rodriguez, Lockrow, Johnson, and here comes Curtis and Lockrow to the apron. This is a pit strategy race here. They will have to pit one more time. With 7 laps to go, this is the money stop. You got to be able to get in here quickly. That was really good for Curtis to be able to pit right there because it slowed down Lockrow just a little bit. Coming to 6 laps to go, your leaders are Richard Johnson and Chris Dodd. They're going to make the dive on the pit road. They're some of the last cars to make their pit stops. As the leaders race off of pit road, DJ Curtis is off first. That really benefited him like I was talking about. Doug Lockrow is there. Here comes Cody Lamas. Here comes Jeffrey Finguy. But Ryan Griffin, Matthew Rodriguez, and Jordan Davis struggled, and they're probably not going to be able to win this race. Racing off pit road, Chris Dodd's able to beat Richard Johnson off pit road. We're going to see how this plays out as we come around. It'll be 5 laps to go when they get around. Looks as though Chris Dodd and Richard Johnson are going to beat everybody out. Richard Johnson in a perfect position here to try and win the Daytona 500. Never won the 500 before. He's won everything. Everything in the series, including 24 wins, just every special event you can name. He is the winner, and he's probably going to ride behind Chris Dodd for as long as he can. Or, I don't know, if it's only going to be you two, then you're probably want to make a pass. I don't know. Can't give up on Lockrow. Lockrow, Lamas, Curtis. Can they do anything? Actually, Griffin and them may be able to do something. They're packed together. Griffin, Davis, Hoffman, Fenguy, and Rodriguez. They're all right there as well. 10 guys. Still right there in a chance of it. Richard Johnson coming right back around. It's going to be 4 laps to go. They got to get around lap traffic. Good. Dodd needs to get back around. He actually got held up a lot by Richardson, which that actually is not going to help Johnson at all. If Johnson had somebody with him drafting him, that would be good. But they're going to run him back down. Cody Lamas in a great position to try and win this Daytona 500. There he is. Oh boy, somebody got held up badly. Lap car, Andreas Allen held up these guys again. Top 5 breaking away. Rookie Doug Lockrow underneath of Chris Dodd. 4 cars as DJ Curtis is starting to slide back just a little bit. 4 cars going to decide the finish of this race. 3 laps to go. Richard Johnson leads Lockrow, Dodd, and Lamas. Who's going to win this Daytona 500? One of them 4 people are going to win. Richard Johnson, 2-time champion of the series, 24 wins. Lockrow, 0 wins to his name. Rookie getting help from the 44. Dodd was going to go to the inside, but here comes the 5 at Cody Lamas. Oh boy, this is going to get good here. Doug Lockrow takes the lead with 2 laps to go. Taking 2 laps to go now. Lamas has him in his sights. Mace Enterprises trying to get this win. Look at this. Is Dodd trying to back off here? Dodd is trying to back off. Richard Johnson trying to back off. I think they both know they want to be further back than this. Here comes Curtis trying to get a run with Schwellenberg, but Schwellenberg to the inside of him. Look at this. I think Dodd's trying to keep Richard Johnson from getting the run. Here comes Lamas. Lap car, Dylan Young may play a role in who wins this. It'll be the white flag this time around. And Cody Lamas gets held up by Dylan Young. Chris Dodd in a position to try and win this race. Richard Johnson's got a run on Chris Dodd. He goes the inside. Richard Johnson to the inside of Chris Dodd. Can he get there? Dodd slams the door. Caution flag is out. This is the race here. Chris Dodd's in a position. Doug Lockrow, the rookie, could possibly upset this 500 for Horizon Group. 3 dodges right there. Where is Dodd going to make the move? Look at the inside here in 3. Chris Dodd to the inside of Doug Lockrow. Richard Johnson giving Dodd the shove. Chris Dodd, never a winner in the Sony Cup Series, side by side with Lockrow. And Chris Dodd with the assist from Johnson. Chris Dodd wins the Daytona 500. Chris Dodd with a last lap pass. I was watching it unfold. It looked as though Chris Dodd was hanging back and trying to run side by side with Richard Johnson. It looked as though Johnson was trying to fall back behind the 4 drivers, but Dodd kept falling back with Johnson. He kept falling back, running side by side with him, and it looked like it was planned from Dodd to stay that far back. And once it was time to go, he went for it. And he held off Richard Johnson, who had a masterful plan to try and win the 500. This move to win the race came with about 2.5 laps to go. When Lamas went to the inside of Chris Dodd, I believe Dodd decided, you know what, I'm gonna back off right here. And right here, he very well could have drafted up to Cody Lamas. But watch as this happens and unfolds. It just looks as though Dodd holds back. He runs side by side with Richard Johnson for like an entire lap almost. And right here, they're setting the distance up. Dodd should have the momentum at this point. You can see him edging ahead, but at this point, Dodd should very well have cleared Johnson. But he stays far back behind the 5 and the 85, and he continues to fall back. And Johnson's trying so hard to distance himself from Dodd. They know this is for the win. And coming up on lap cars, they know they got to clear that 88. And once they do, that 85's a sitting duck. And the white flag's out for the rookie of Doug Lockrow. He's just got to hope and pray it stays there. Johnson was in a must-pass situation there. He should have been in Dodd's position, and that's where he was trying to be, but Dodd kept dragging the brake. And Johnson was trying so hard to pass Dodd, and here comes Dodd with a good run. Johnson too close to make a good run on Dodd, and there he goes to the inside. And Lockrow not able to make that block there as Dodd went right into the corner to make the pass. And Richard Johnson, again, is going to finish runner-up, but Chris Dodd is going to win the Daytona 500 in his first ever win in the Sony Cup Series. Chris Dodd, never a winner in the Sony Cup Series until today. A very likable guy in the garage area. And this is going to be a win that many people will be alright with. Chris Dodd did a fantastic job to position himself in the right spot to try and win that race. Great job to him, but Richard Johnson really was trying hard to fall back, and I think Dodd seen that. I think Dodd seen what Richard Johnson was doing and started to fall back further and further, and it allowed for Dodd to take home the Daytona 500 victory. How about that? Chris Dodd, in his first time ever he's going to win a race, and first time ever he's won a Sony Cup Series race, and first time ever for Chris Dodd, he's going to lead the Sony Cup Series Drivers' Championship. So we head into Rockingham. Chris Dodd will be the points leader, and man, this is the first race of the season. Everybody was looking to win the Daytona 500, and now, heading to the next race at Rockingham, everybody's going to be looking for another win, but they're going to be focused on the championship that is at hand for the next 29 races to decide the 2019 season championship. Man, what a race, and we're going to take you for a replay exactly what brought out the last caution. And for those looking at it, this is what brought out the last caution. The leaders had done taken the white flag, and James Richardson involved in another wreck. This time the caution was flown, but man, again, we're going to give a lot of congratulations to Chris Dodd for able to make a move. Look at this. He just went for it, and I believe Lockrow thought he had the spot covered off, but Dodd put his nose in there, and the win is going to go to Chris Dodd. The win for Dodge, the win for Allen Family Racing Team. They're going to win the Daytona 500. The checker flag flies, and Chris Dodd's a winner in the Sony Cup Series. Let's get you to our finishing results after the 23rd annual Daytona 500.